Brazil is a country that, really stirs the soul. From the rhythm of samba in Rio de Janeiro to the heart-thumping football matches in Sao Paulo, and from the majesty of the Amazon to the beaches of Bahia, Brazil is a destination unlike any other. But for all its energy, color, and diversity, there's one simple thing that can totally elevate your experience above the average tourist: learning a few basic greetings in Portuguese, the country's official language. If you're planning a trip to Brazil and relying on English alone, you might miss out on deeper interactions and richer cultural experiences. In this journey, we'll explore why mastering simple Portuguese greetings is not only helpful, but honestly, essential for travelers, and how these small efforts can lead to bigger, more meaningful connections. Subscribe for more adventures. First, it's important to understand that Portuguese is the sole official language of Brazil. Unlike most of Latin America, which speaks Spanish, Brazil's colonial roots trace back to Portugal, and that influence lives on today in the language spoken by over 98% of the population. While English is taught in schools and spoken in tourist hubs, it's just not widespread. Outside of major cities and resorts, you're unlikely to find many fluent English speakers. This language gap can cause awkward situations, or worse, missed opportunities. That's where learning greetings can really make a difference. Greetings are more than just functional. They're expressions of respect, friendliness, and openness. In Brazilian culture, where warmth and hospitality are core values, even a simple bom dia, which means good morning, can set a positive tone for the interaction. Here's why greetings are so powerful. They acknowledge the other person, they soften requests or questions, they open the door to further conversation, and they show that you respect local customs. Even if you can't carry on a full conversation, beginning with a familiar "hola," that's hello, shows that you're trying, and honestly, that counts for a lot. You don't need to be fluent to make an impression. Here are some essential greetings every traveler to Brazil should know. Hola means hello, oi is hi, a bit more informal. Bom dia means good morning. Boa tarde is good afternoon. Boa noite means good evening or good night. If you want to ask how someone is, you can say tudo bem, which literally means all good, and if you're feeling great, you can reply with tudo ótimo, which means I'm great. To say nice to meet you, use prazer com conhecê-lo, and when it's time to say goodbye, you've got ciao for bye and 8 logo for see you later. Practice these phrases aloud a few times before your trip. They'll definitely come in handy at restaurants, hotels, markets, or just while wandering around town. In Brazil, manners matter. The way you greet someone can really affect how they treat you. Brazilians are generally warm, sociable, and expressive, and they often greet friends and even strangers with smiles, handshakes, or cheek kisses, usually just one in most regions. By using proper greetings, you demonstrate basic cultural understanding. Locals may be more inclined to help you, and you'll experience less resistance in communication. Even if your Portuguese is, a little shaky, the effort makes a statement. You're not just a tourist, you're a respectful visitor. Let's look at some real-world examples where greetings can shape your travel experience in Brazil. So, at a local restaurant, if you walk in and immediately ask for a table in English, the staff may be confused or even a bit dismissive. But if you start with boa tarde and follow with tem uma mesa para duas, which means, do you have a table for two? The tone changes instantly. You're more likely to get friendly service and maybe even some menu recommendations. On public transportation, when boarding a bus or speaking to a driver, starting with bom dia before asking about stops or directions shows courtesy, and it really increases your chances of getting helpful answers. And in neighborhoods or markets, small interactions in local bakeries, shops, or street markets are often more pleasant when you begin with a cheerful oi or tudo bem. Even if it's just a short exchange, it can turn a simple transaction into a genuine human connection. Many travelers fear mispronouncing words or saying something wrong, but in Brazil, the attempt is often more appreciated than the accuracy. There was a traveler who once recalled walking into a cafe and nervously saying boa noite, which means good night, at noon. The barista laughed kindly, corrected them with bom dia, and even taught them a few more words. That one little misstep turned into a 20-minute conversation and a new friend. So, the takeaway here? Don't fear mistakes. Embrace them. They're often the bridge to authentic experiences. So, There are plenty of ways to learn greetings without investing hours in language classes. Apps like Duolingo Babbel or Memrise offer Brazilian Portuguese lessons focused on daily conversation. And honestly, YouTube tutorials can really help with pronunciation. You could also use flashcards or phrasebooks to practice during your commutes or any downtime you have. Oh, and listening to Brazilian music or podcasts is a great way to train your ear. If you want, you can even practice with a language partner or tutor on platforms like Italki or HelloTalk. Focusing just on greetings and polite phrases will already put you ahead of most tourists. In many Brazilian communities, especially in smaller towns, locals are genuinely curious about foreigners. When you initiate conversations with just a few friendly Portuguese words, you really break down barriers and invite conversation. This can lead to invitations to events or local celebrations, better service at hotels, shops, and restaurants, helpful advice from locals that guidebooks totally miss, and real friendships that go way beyond superficial tourism. Language is more than just a tool. It's really a window into a culture's identity. When you use local greetings, you're acknowledging that Brazilian culture matters, and that you're not just trying to impose your own. In a country as proud of its heritage as Brazil, this honestly goes a long way. Brazilians often go out of their way to help visitors, especially those who make an effort to meet them halfway. You may find that doors open where you least expect them, all because of a simple oi. Travel is about exploration, not just of landscapes, but of people, stories, and connections. Knowing a few greetings really allows you to feel more confident and self-sufficient, navigate unfamiliar places with less stress, avoid awkward encounters and misunderstandings, and enhance your memories with richer human interactions. It's not about perfection, it's about presence, showing up in another country with curiosity and respect. Learning basic greetings in Portuguese isn't just a practical travel tip, it's a form of cultural appreciation and respect. It shows that you value the people, the language, and the traditions of Brazil. It's also a simple, low-effort way to transform your journey from passive sightseeing into active connection. These small efforts can open doors to unexpected friendships, deeper conversations, and unforgettable experiences. You'll find that locals respond with kindness, often going out of their way to help you. What begins as a simple "Hola" can blossom into a genuine cultural exchange. So before you pack your bags, take a few minutes to learn how to say "Bom dia," "Prazer em conhecê-lo," or "Tudo bem." These small but meaningful efforts create a more welcoming, authentic, and enriching experience, one that feels both inclusive and rewarding, leaving you with truly memorable and insightful connections. You might be surprised at how far those words take you, not just on the map, but in the hearts of the people you meet. Subscribe for more adventures. Happy travels.